Torches! Get your torches! Pitchforks! Can't be an angry mob without pitchforks!
This is the legend of the greatest hero who ever lived. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Trieyx here. I'm back with an episode of The Legend of Trieyx. And in today's video, I kind of want to ask the age-old question, did cubing ruin MapleStory? And before we guys jump to conclusions, no, I do not think that cubing ruined MapleStory. Far from it. I think cubing actually helped MapleStory and also increased the longevity of the game. So yeah, I think that cubing was really good for MapleStory. So yeah, the reason why I'm saying this early because a lot of people don't really watch the entire video. So I'm like, you know what, let me just say the answer really quick. That way people don't think that I think that cubing ruined MapleStory. But even then, there's some people out there who might not even get this far into this video, even though it's probably only like the first like 40 seconds. Like some people who don't have the attention span to watch 40 seconds, and then there's some people who just read the title of this video and then dislike and then leave. They don't even watch the video at all. That's just how people are nowadays, so yeah, you can't really do anything about that. But nowadays, a lot of people like cubing, and not only that, but a lot of people kind of accepted cubing and the potential system as a whole, and that's very interesting to me because back when cubing first got announced, a lot of people did not think the same way as they do today. In fact, there's actually a lot of people who did not like the potential system. People thought that the potential system would ruin MapleStory and make the game way too pay to win, and actually got to the point where people started quitting MapleStory because of that. But yeah, if you guys don't believe me, there actually is a little section in the MapleStory wiki kind of talking about the controversy, and I'm actually kind of shocked that there actually is a little blurb that talks about the controversy because I didn't think that anyone would really remember that. I was actually trying to refresh my memory on when cubing first got released in MapleStory, and on the same page of that website there was a controversy tab. So I was kind of shocked by that. I was like, you know what, let me throw it in the video. But there's a little blurb kind of basically summarized the entire controversy, so it was a real thing. But yeah, the potential system got added into global MapleStory around summer of 2010. I remember that time very vividly. Back then in 2010, MapleStory was the game I played a lot. I basically played MapleStory almost every single day around that time. I said this before in my previous videos, but I'm basically a MapleStory boomer. Like, I've been playing this game for like basically 14 years. So it's kind of insane to me that I've been playing it for this long. But also another thing that's crazy, the potential system had been out in MapleStory for like 12 years. That's kind of insane, man. Like I said before, I remember when the potential system first got announced. So yeah, the fact that it's been 12 years makes me feel so old. And the thing is, I'm not even that old. But yeah, I was around like 12 years old when the potential system first got announced, and now I'm 24. So yeah, basically the potential system had been around for half my life, which is kind of insane. Like, what the heck? Like, where did all that time go, man? My god. That's insane. If I remember correctly, I believe the potential system came out around the same time as Dual Bladers. But not only that, but around the time I think they released the Alien PQ thingy. But yeah, I remember the Alien PQ, and man, that was fun. I really enjoyed that PQ a lot. Maybe not a PQ, maybe like an event. I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure it's a party quest though. So yeah, in that party quest, I think you could do it like a few times a day, and you can get like the alien weapon, like that VIP alien weapon or whatever. Back then, those are like one of the best weapons because I believe it didn't really require you to have any stats, or it required you to have very minimal stats, especially for like the daggers. I think that they separated the strength daggers and the luck daggers, so people who made like strength bandits or like luck bandits, they actually have weapon for them, something like that. I don't remember. But I also remember like the VIP knuckles and the VIP claw, and man, that's crazy, dude. I'm not even sure if you can even get them nowadays, but even then, like, nobody really wants it. It's not even that good anymore. It's basically just a collector thing. But yeah, back then they were like probably the strongest weapons, but I think they were even better than timeless and reverse weapons. So yeah, they went for like crazy amount of mesos, and not only that, but everybody and the mothers wanted it, and the fact that now they're kind of like poopy is kind of sad. But also, like before, around that times when Dual Bladers first came out, and man, like I was so hyped for Dual Bladers. Like I remember seeing a video on YouTube about the Dual Bladers. I believe the video from Ayumi Love. Oh man, that's crazy. I don't know all these like old MapleStory YouTubers, but yeah, I think she posted a video on Dual Bladers and showing off the skills and stuff like that. I was like super hyped. I remember watching that video with my cousin in the Apple store. Oh my god, this was the first time seeing the Dual Bladers too. He didn't believe me that Dual Bladers were actually a thing, but I showed him to it and he was like super hyped too. I remember the first day when Dual Bladers first came out, we both made one and we were like basically playing that class insanely. Oh man, that class is so much fun. Even today it's so much fun. It definitely changed from what it was back then. For the most part, it didn't change that much. It's relatively the same. It's just that it's got some new animation updates and skill and damage upgrades. But yeah, overall the class basically basically plays almost the same. But anyone's kind of getting sidetracked. But like I said before, the potential system came out around that time. See, I only got to experience not having the potential system for like 2 years. But yeah, prior to the potential system, like we were all weak. Even like high level characters like level 150s or whatever, they were doing at most like 10k damage. And after the potential system, people's damage increased by a lot. It made bossing a lot more easier and trading so much easier. After the potential system, everybody felt like gods. Like we were all way stronger than we were previously. Prior to the potential system, it would take ages to beat a boss and to grind because he did so little damage. So people who hated the potential system quit the game, and the people who stayed felt like gods. It's like that meme, the duality of man. But for me, it was kind of like half and half when it came to the potential system. Half of me was like really excited for it, and I was also excited to see how much stronger I would get and how much it can push my potential when it comes to my characters and stuff like that. But another half of me was kind of afraid of the pay to win aspect of the game. MapleStory wasn't really that pay to win back then. It was still pay to win. Like you can buy equipments from the MTS or Maple trading system by using NX. For the most part, you can get like the really good equipments from like the high level characters or whatever by paying for money, but it wasn't that bad. So yeah, basically I was kind of fearing the unknown, like not knowing how pay to win the game would get. But even then, I'm probably more excited than I was afraid. But yeah, I was all for the potential system. But not only that, but I'm also the type of guy who will kind of wait and see and kind of experience things for myself before I give my opinion on things. But yeah, for me, I would never really say anything or react to things before I experience them. For example, with the whole potential system, I didn't have an opinion until I actually tried it out. Like I did have my initial thoughts, but I never really said like, oh, I'm gonna quit the game because the potential system could be really bad for the game, stuff like that. I was like, no, like I wanna try it out first, see how it goes, and if I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, then I voice my opinion. But I never overreact before I actually try something out. Once I tried out the potential system, I was like, you know what? This something actually kind of cool. I was like, I really enjoyed this system, and I felt like this system will help a lot of the non-funded people become somewhat stronger. Back then, I could barely do 5k damage, and after the potential system, I was able to do like 10k damage that I only seen like the high level pro funded players do, and I felt really strong. So yeah, I kind of saw the potential in the potential system, so it was a horrible pun, but overall at the time I thought it was a really good thing. But even then, my worst fears kind of came to light because the game did become a little more pay to win. Back then, there wasn't stuff like Master Craftsman's cubes or Meister cubes. There was no reboot where you could actually buy cubes, or like MESOS. Bosses didn't drop cubes. We didn't have any of those quality of life updates that we have today when it comes to cubing. Back then, either you pay money to cube or you stuck with rare equipment. So essentially, the rich got stronger and the free to play people got a little bit of a boost. But even though I was stronger, I was not stronger than the people who actually have money to spend on this game and were able to cube their equipment to unique or something like that. But not only that, but MapleStory was kind of releasing more harder bosses with more HP, and kind of more harder areas with more HP eventually. They kind of accommodate the new potential system since everybody's getting stronger now, and also kind of give people who had the money to cube some sort of a challenge, because if they didn't really raise the HP of enemies and bosses, people would just be destroying things easily. So with that increase of difficulty when it comes to enemies, HP and strength, stuff like that, it definitely made it hard for the free-to-play people to really compete with the people who spend money on the game and were able to cube their equipments to like unique and stuff like that. So yeah, for a very long time, I was actually rocking only rare potential equipments and occasionally maybe like epic. But at the time, I never really owned any unique weapons because I was only like a teenager at the time and I did not have any money. I did not have the luxury to cube my equipments to make myself stronger. I kind of just stuck with what I got. So it probably wasn't until the whole crafting system got released before I actually got my first unique equipment. Essentially, I've been rocking the rare equipments for a long time. Yeah, also, I remember when the potential system first got released, you had to get like the magnifying glasses in order to reveal the potential of your equipment. So back then, they used to sell magnifying glasses for like specific levels of equipments. I remember there's one for like level 10 to level 30, level 30 to maybe level 70, level 70 to like 120 or something like that. But nowadays, basically a generic magnifying glass, so you don't have to worry about getting the wrong magnifying glass. But not only that, but the magnifying glasses at the time were kind of expensive, at least for me anyway, because I was like poor. Like I was not funded at all whatsoever. Yeah, I did not have the MESOS to really buy some of those things. But even though the potential system was actually really good, it also made the game very pay to win, and it was kind of like that for a while until they actually started adding some more things to kind of make it a little bit less pay to win. But eventually they started adding things like the epic potential scrolls. I think back then they only really had regular potential scrolls as well as advanced potential scrolls. I could be wrong, I don't remember. But back then, using potential scrolls had a chance to actually destroy your items. Yeah, it was kind of a risky thing to do. I believe the potential scroll is like 70% chance of working, and then I think it destroyed your equipment. I could be wrong, it's been such a long time that I actually used one of those things. But I think with the advanced potential scrolls, it was like 90% chance of working. Or maybe I'm remembering wrong, like maybe I'm wrong and it actually didn't destroy your equipment. I don't remember. I think nowadays it doesn't destroy your equipment. Yeah, but nobody really uses potential scrolls nowadays anyway. For the most part, you all use epic potential scrolls and unique potential scrolls, but I'm pretty sure it used to destroy destroy your items. I'm not sure if it's 100% destroy your items on failure or it was like a certain percentage. But yeah, them adding the epic potential scroll definitely helped a lot because it allowed a lot of people to kind of have epic equipments now instead of having only rares. It's definitely a great addition. I kind of wish it wasn't 50% chance. Eventually they started adding new tiers and new cubes as well. They added the legendary tier and then they also added some new cube. I think it was like one rainbow cube. I forgot what it was called. I think it was like super cube or something like that. Like it was all rainbowy and stuff. Back then I think it was like the super cubes that you can use to cube your equipments to legendary, and then I think there's like regular cubes that you can cube to unique. I think it was the regular cubes were like purple, something like that. But yeah, them adding a new tier definitely made the game even more pay to win. Even though it's kind of a little bit more easier to get like the epic equipment, stuff like that, it was still kind of hard to get unique equipment and legendary equipments for sure. So MapleStory kind of suffered from the same thing. It's still kind of pay to win, and people who had the money to cube things to legendary got stronger, whereas those who don't have the money kind of only got a little bit of a boost. Eventually added a new mechanic to the potential system, and that was bonus potentials, and that made the game even more pay to win because now not only do you have to worry about the regular potentials, you gotta worry about the bonus potentials, and people are like, oh my god, I don't even have the money to cube the regular potential on my equipment, and now I gotta worry about the bonus potentials. Like, it's crazy. I remember seeing that for the first time. I was like, what the heck, man? I was like, do they expect me to be made out of money or something like that? I was like, I don't even have any unique equipment, and now there's like bonus potentials that I gotta worry about. And with the bonus potentials came new cubes. I'm not sure if it came out with 1 or 2 cubes. I remember the cubes being like green, and I felt like there was a second cube with a different color for bonus potentials, but I could be wrong. I don't remember. And also there was the whole bonus potential scrolls, and I'm not sure if those destroy equipments. I don't think it did. But yeah, things were looking so good for the free-to-play players when it comes to cubing. There's still no way to really cube without having to pay money. But not only that, with content getting a lot harder in the game, you definitely feel that wall where you're like, well, I can't really get past it unless I actually pay money to cube my equipment to make myself stronger. The only thing you can do was to merch and make enough mesos to actually buy one of these really strong, unique, or legendary equipments to make yourself stronger. Yeah, like that's the only like free-to-play way. So essentially people's fears from 2010 has came true, and it was still kind of continuing. And yeah, when you're just not strong enough to pass content, it makes the game a lot less fun to play. You're basically stuck at a wall and you can't really get past it, and it's no fun. Like, you can't experience new content or whatever. It's kind of like that Squidward meme where he's like watching out the window with SpongeBob and Patrick like running outside having fun. It basically felt like that for like free-to-play players. And also on top of the fact that Nexon didn't really listen to the player base, they kind of just did whatever they wanted. And also with the constant screw-ups, it basically let people kind of quit the game, and that's when the whole downfall period of MapleStory started. And because of the downfall period is to why Nexon made all these quality of life changes when it comes to cubing. They started adding stuff like the red cubes and the black cubes. I'm not sure when those came out. I feel like it makes sense for them to come out during the red update because it's like red cubes and black cubes or whatever, but I'm not exactly sure when it came out. And those cubes were a lot better than the cubes we had previously. But yeah, not only that, but they also got rid of the old poopy cubes. So no longer do you have to use 2 different cubes in order to get legendary. You can just use 1 cube and get to legendaries. But I don't know who thought it was a good idea. They kind of split the cubes, that way you have to use different cubes if you want to get those different tiers. In the business perspective, it definitely was a smart idea because they made more money that way. But at the same time, it wasn't really convenient for the players having to buy 2 separate cubes in order to get to legendary. But not only that, we had the black cubes where you can save your previous potentials in case your new potential wasn't really that great. But that definitely was a really good quality of life update when it comes to cubes. I'm not sure if they decreased the prices of cubes as well. Maybe they did. I don't remember what the prices of the original cubes were. I remember the super cubes or like the rainbow cubes are like 2k NX, I think. Could be wrong, maybe it's like 3 or something. But we also got craftable cubes, and that was a game changer for the free-to-play players. Actually being able to make your own cubes, not have to spend money to buy these cubes, and to be able to actually cube your equipment now and kind of catch up to those who had the money to cube their equipment. It was great. All it took was some hard work and some luck, and you were able to close the gap between the rich players, I guess you could say. But even though we had craftable cubes, they were still kind of hard to obtain. You need a whole bunch of stuff to craft them. I'm pretty sure you need like really high crafting levels in order to craft them. I think maybe like you need like level 10 for the regular cube, and you kind of had to like ascend to like Meister level or something like that in order to craft the Meister cubes that allow you to cube 2 legendaries. And yeah, with the whole Meister level, you kind of had to craft every single week in order to keep that status. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I never even reached that level before, so I don't know all the details. But from what I heard, I think that's what you had to do. But yeah, that's the only way you can really get craftable cubes is to craft them. I don't think they dropped from bosses at the time. I don't think. But yeah, it definitely was a step in the right direction. And not only that, with Reboot coming out, made the game a little more free-to-play friendly, brought back a lot more people along with these quality life updates when it comes to the potential system. And eventually they started adding stuff like the unique potential scrolls and stuff like that, and they started giving out some more epic potential scrolls. Yeah, life was great. Like finally it's so much easier to get some higher tier equipments now. But not only that, but started adding craftable cubes in events, added into Legion where you can buy some cubes every single week, and also made it so some bosses drop cubes as well. I don't know if bosses drop cubes now. All I know is that they dropped the occult cubes. But speaking of which, occult cubes definitely were a really good addition in this game. Basically getting the early tiers out of the way. That way you use the good cubes to tier up to a higher level. Can you imagine using a red cube on a rare equipment? That would stink, man. So having these occult cubes, getting up to epic, and then using these red cubes on epic equipment is way better than using on rare equipment. But I'm not sure if they made crafting cubes a little more easier. I'm not sure if you can craft cubes nowadays. I remember some of the materials needed to craft cubes, like the cubic blade and the chaos cubic blade. They don't really go for that much anymore, or at least not in Elysium, the server I used to play on before I played on Reboot. Yeah, I remember them going for like a mil or something like that. I could be wrong. It's just a long time since I actually merged in the game. I used to merge cubic blades all the time back then. I remember buying them for like 4 or 5 mil and kind of reselling them for like 8 to 10 mil. But I don't think they're as much as they used to be. Maybe because Elysium's kind of dead, so maybe that's why all the prices dropped. But either that or maybe they got rid of the craftable cubes, which kind of makes no sense. Why would they get rid of it? But I don't know. But not only that, but they also made it so you can reveal your equipment's potential whenever you want, and you don't have to go to the store and buy those magnifying glasses anymore. Remember those magnifying glasses? Since they were a different type of magnifying glasses, they didn't stack with each other since they're like different levels or whatever. It kind of filled with your inventory and stuff. Yeah, it was kind of annoying as well. So having a universal magnifying glass that you can use anywhere was great as well. And I'm not sure if they lowered the prices it takes to reveal your equipment's potential, but it feels like it's a little bit less, but I could be wrong. I don't remember. But essentially that's kind of how the potential system kind of became what it was today. And all in all, the whole potential system and whole cubing system is way better than it was back when it first released. And it's not as nearly as pay to win as it was back then. Yeah, like kudos to Nexon for making all those changes and kind of making the whole potential system and cubing a lot better now. But not only that, but the addition of double miracle time was a godsend. Like that was so good. I'm not sure when they added the whole double miracle time thing, but whenever they did, that was like much needed. But I do admit the whole double miracle time thing doesn't happen as often as it should in my opinion. I feel like we should get a double miracle time every other month or every other 3 months. I feel like the current system we have right now, where I think you only get double miracle time 2 times a year, it's kind of stupid. I understand why they do it, because they don't want people to sit on the cubes and wait until double miracle time. They want people to spend their cubes as soon as possible with the lower rates, that way they buy more cubes. But yeah, as a business perspective, it's smart for them to not do double miracle time as often. But as a player of this game, I feel like it should happen more often. I feel like once every 2 or 3 months is kind of long enough to where people probably won't be sitting on the cubes. But not only that, but a lot of people kind of save their money for double miracle time, so if they do more of it, they might actually make more money. But at the same time, maybe they make more money holding out on double miracle time, because people might spend more money since double miracle time is so rare. I don't know, like it kind of works both ways. But not only should they increase the amount of double miracle times in my opinion, but they should also increase the rates. When it comes to cubing and tiering up equipment, the rates for tiering up for legendary equipment is so low. I think it's like 1%. Yeah, that's horrible. And I think that's like the base rate, so with double miracle times like 2%, yeah, that's not great at all. I feel like they should increase that a little bit more, maybe to like 5% or something like that, base rates, and then with double miracle time maybe 10%. Like, I don't know, I just feel like the rates in general should increase a little bit, because getting to unique is kind of hard enough, but getting to legendary is even harder, especially without double miracle time. So if they're not gonna do more double miracle time, they should at least increase the rates. That way it makes tiering up a little bit easier. Since for most of the year we're not gonna have double miracle time, yeah, I feel like that'd be a good compromise. But at the same time, MapleStory is kind of making bank without increasing the rates, so how would they fix something that's not broke? It benefits them to not increase the rates unless there's like huge backlash or whatever. But yeah, speaking of rates, have we even gotten the rates for cubes in the global MapleStory, or are we still waiting for them? It's been like what, a few months now, maybe even longer than that. I haven't heard of anybody saying that we got the rates for the cubes. I think maybe Korean MapleStory have gotten their rates, but yeah, I don't think global MapleStory got theirs yet. At this point, I really don't think it's gonna happen. I don't know why they're trying to keep rates so secretive when there's a lot of gacha games out there that show the rates. I know when it comes to mobile games, I think the Apple Store requires you to list the percentages of the gacha system. That's why a lot of mobile games show the rates. But not only that, since a lot of gacha games do show the rate, it kind of became a norm now where a lot of gacha games show the rates even if it's not required. So the fact that Nexon has not shown the rates yet is kind of mind-boggling to me. But at the same time, I don't think they have the same rules applied to them. I don't think there's a law in the US where you have to show the rates when it comes to gacha games or essentially gambling. But then again, I could be wrong, I have no idea. Cubing is not really gachas, but essentially you guys get what I mean. But also, it wasn't for the Apple Store implementing that rule where you have to show the rates of gacha games. A lot of gacha games wouldn't have shown the rates because prior to that rule being implemented, a lot of gacha games did not show the rates at all. They try their best to hide the rates. And even then, there's some gacha games nowadays that makes it so seeing the rates are kind of like confusing and stuff like that. But that's only a very select few. So for the most part, a lot of gacha games are very portraying when it comes to showing the rates. They're very clear about it and all that stuff. So I really hope that Nexon gets to act together and finally release these cubing rates, even though we basically know what the rates are, because a lot of people who collect the betas when it comes to cubing, and they're able to come out with the definitive numbers. But even then, I do want to know the rates from the official source. Who knows, maybe we might get it around like 2025 or something. Or maybe before this game shuts down. Right before this game shut down, next time I'll give us one last middle finger and give us the rates or something. That'd be hilarious, dude. But all in all, when the potential system first got announced, definitely was a lot of controversy. There's a lot of people who didn't like the potential system and kind of quit the game because of that, because they feared the game would be too pay to win. And for the most part, the potential system was actually a good thing. Like, a lot of people got stronger and made clearing content way more easier. But the downside to that was the whole fear of the game being pay to win, and that definitely came true. The game definitely became a lot more pay to win, with people who spend money becoming a lot stronger, whereas those who can't spend money are basically a lot weaker, and the gap between those who are funded and those who are not increased a lot. It was kind of like that for a lot of years, and then eventually MapleStory going through that downfall period and kind of trying to listen to their player base more and trying to retain their player base and bring people back, kind of made a lot of quality of life changes to the whole potential and cubing system. Now it became what it is today, and it's way better than it was back then, that's for sure. The potential system slash cubing system, the way it is right now, is not perfect. It'd be way better than this right now, but yeah, definitely taking a step in the right direction for sure. But yeah, I'm curious to see what other changes they'll make the potential system in the future. So to answer this question again, did cubing ruin MapleStory? No, it did not. Definitely benefited the game way more than it ruined it, I guess. So with the whole cubing system, allowed Nexon to make a lot more money to basically use that money to make the game better and kind of extending the lifespan of this game. So if cubing was never a thing, MapleStory probably won't be around today. That's how significant cubing is to MapleStory, because it is at the end of the day a free-to-play game, so they gotta make money somehow, and cosmetic is not gonna be enough to make the money, which is why they added the whole cubing system and giving away for people to get stronger by spending money. Because people like to get stronger in games, let's be honest. There's a lot of people who care about the meta and being strong rather than cosmetics. So cubing probably makes them way more money than cosmetics. Yeah, not only that, but even today, when it comes to cosmetics, it's all gacha now. They don't really add new permanent NX clothing that you can buy nowadays. You basically have to get lucky in the premium surprise box in order to get what you want. So gacha and gambling have basically taken over a lot of games because that makes the most money. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot more of that in the future for sure. But going back to what I was saying before, cubing definitely had way more benefits than it had cons, I guess. So essentially, cubing did not ruin MapleStory, is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, kind of about this video, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Definitely let me know what you guys thought about this topic. This topic is a very age-old topic. It's something I really want to talk about for a while, but I never had the chance to because I never had a YouTube channel. So yeah, I always had this question ever since 2010 of whether or not cubing would ruin MapleStory, and ever since I started bringing back the Legend of Trieyx series, I was like, you know what, this is actually a topic I always want to talk about for a while now, and this is the perfect time to talk about it too, because there's basically been so many years since cubing got put into this game, and it'd be kind of fun to talk about on how people view cubing back then to how they view it now. But yeah, back then cubing was kind of iffy, whereas now it's more normalized and basically essential. You want to do some of these higher end content. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how fast things change, even though it's been like 12 years. But I'm definitely curious to know what you guys thought about this topic. Are there any other MapleStory boomers out there who remember when cubing first got announced? I'm curious to know what you guys thought of back then. But also, there's probably a lot of stuff I want to say in this video, but I just don't remember everything. So if I remember anything I want to add to this topic, I definitely leave a comment down below talking about it. But yeah, like always, if you have more MapleStory video, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and definitely hit the like and subscribe button. And I still have a bunch of footage when it comes to my Buccaneer training, so yeah, probably be a lot more of these talking videos with MapleStory in the background. So yeah, I might not talk about MapleStory all the time. I might talk about some other things as well, maybe some movies or shows I'm watching. Yeah, but definitely let me know what you guys want me to talk about as well. Some topics, whether it's MapleStory, maybe another game like Genshin Impact, or maybe like some sports, you know, basketball or something, or some kind of like movie or show or whatever. But after this Legend of Trieyx series, I'm not sure I'll still be doing MapleStory. Maybe if you guys want me to. Basically, I'll keep doing MapleStory as long as you guys keep watching, so we'll see. But anyways, kind of this video, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna keep rambling. This video is kind of getting long enough. Yeah, anyways, that's kind of it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.